Hi everybody, I'm Mike, this is Budget Guns and Gear Reviews, and today we're going to take a look at the Winchester Wildcat 22 caliber semi-automatic rifle. Stick around, maybe we'll learn something together. So the Winchester Wildcat is a Turkish-made semi-automatic rifle that's imported and marketed under the Winchester brand. It consists primarily of plastic. The only things that are steel in it are the things that have to be steel. Various springs, the firing pin, the bolt, and barrel, of course. Everything else is this plastic. That makes for a really light, handy rifle to tote around the woods. And man, you can keep this thing shouldered all day with very little arc of movement. It takes the commonly found 10/22 magazine. Although it does have a difference, and that is bolt hold open. It has a tab on the back of the magazine right here that activates the bolt hold open on the rifle, which is pretty neat, I think. In order to deactivate the bolt hold open, they've included this handy dandy little button right there. You press down on that button and the bolt closes. I like that feature. That's a pretty slick design. But then again, I like to have a bolt hold open, even though I love AKs, which generally speaking don't have them, except for like the Yugo magazines. But I digress. It also has, on the stock, a cover up here at the front of the forend, where you can remove it and expose your sling stud and a little rail where you can mount a bipod or a flashlight or laser or whatever you would want to, I guess. The rear sling stud is molded into the back. Length of pull is a little bit short for me, but this would be a great rifle for a youth to start on, especially at the economic price. I mean, it comes in right around 200 buckaroonies. It has a polymer receiver with a Picatinny rail molded into it, has a rear peep and a front blade sight. The rear peep is adjustable via an Allen screw right here. In order to remove the magazine, they did change the layout of the magazine release from a 10/22. Those of you who are familiar with the 10/22, the magazine release is back here. Well, it's two places on this rifle. Either this catch up front, you press down on the catch and it pops the magazine out, or you pull back on this serrated piece of plastic here and it pops the magazine out. I think it works really well. As you can see, I mean, it just kind of flung it right out at me. They've included a really interesting way to make sure that you can clean it and maintain it easy. This button here, which is recessed into the rear of the receiver, you can stick your pinky in there and press it while pulling down on the trigger guard, and the entire action comes out so that you can easily maintain this. If you notice, the bolt handle, the charging handle, swivels. That's so it can go in and out of the receiver properly. You can pull back on the bolt and remove the entire thing to clean it and make sure we're in safe operating condition. To put it back together, it's just the reverse. You notice there's a little hook right there that goes into this recess in the receiver. Charging handle comes through the ejection port, hook goes in the recess, and you might have to just firmly snap it shut. Cycle the bolt, make sure everything's seated properly. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of shooting. Again, it's shipped standard with Winchester's 10-round rotary magazine. It's, as I said, pretty much a copy of the Ruger magazine, except it has the bolt hold open tab. So let's go ahead and put some rounds down range and see what kind of grouping I can get with this rifle. Keep in mind that I'm not a super awesome rifle shooter, and any inaccuracies are most likely attributable to this guy, not this guy. Just to point that out. Bolt hold open, man. Love it. Let's go ahead and just to show that it will use Ruger magazines, I'm going to stuff this BX25 magazine in here, and we'll see how it does. Again, any inaccuracies should be attributable to me, not the rifle. You can hear it has a nice audible and tactile reset. It does not hold open with the Ruger magazines. Alright, let's see if I can knock off these clay pigeons here from the freehand standing position. There's 5 of them, various ranges, out to maybe about 30 yards. So let's see if I can hit any of them. I think I hit them. I think I hit them all. Just some of them decided they didn't want to break. They just wanted to poke a little hole. That's the one thing with shooting clay pigeons is sometimes they'll do that, you know. They'll just poke a little hole and you're not sure if you actually hit. Let me put 5 more rounds in here. The rest I have in that box of 25 or 50. And see if I can manage to whack them. See if I can make them break. I love that little bolt close button. Well, I knocked half of that one out. I know there's a little hole. I can see it from here in that far one, so I guess that's gonna have to suffice. So, is a gun made in Turkey and imported under an American name worth the crap? I like it. I think it's more accurate than I am. Is it something you're probably going to get 500,000 rounds through? I don't know. We'll see. The design hasn't been out that long enough to really make a judgment on it. But time will tell on it. I know that it's really light and handy. It's minute a squirrel accurate. You know, it's something that I certainly wouldn't mind hauling through the woods all day long after squirrels, you know. Matter of fact, I might do that in a little bit. One thing I forgot to show you is that if you need to adjust the sight or if you need to unscrew the barrel and whatnot, the action from the stock, all you have to do is take the trigger pack and bolt pack out like you do for maintenance. And check it out. They included the Allen wrenches that you need. They included the Allen wrenches that you need to take it apart and adjust the sights, so you always have them with you. Because if you're like me, a lot of times you'll take your Allen wrenches out of your range bag for one thing or another and forget to put them back, right? But yeah, worth the 200 bucks? Absolutely. So I'm Mike, this is Budget Guns and Gear Reviews, and that was my look at the Winchester Wildcat 22 caliber semi-automatic rifle. If you like what you saw, please like, share, subscribe. Consider becoming a patron on my Patreon account. Every little bit helps me bring content like this to you. And as always, come on back. Maybe we'll learn something together.